Hello. How is it going, everyone? All right. So today we are going to look at Flutter again, but we're going to try and speed this up a little bit in terms of making something useful. Excuse me. So, in order to do that, we're going to try to make it so that ChatGPT can help us. So I have ChatGPT 4 here. So if you want to try and follow along or anything like that, feel free. But just know that I'm using GPT 4, but GPT 3.5 is pretty good too. What am I trying to make? So I am very much into board games, and there is a very fun social deception game called Blood on the Clock Tower. So the goal is at some point through these streams, because who knows how long it'll take. The point is to eventually be able to make an app that allows us to play this, well, not play this game, but in this game, there's kind of the idea of like a DM or like they're called a storyteller. And if you are the storyteller, it's a lot of fun. And you basically run the game, but you have this like, they call it a grimoire. It's this big box where you can put all these tokens and stuff to kind of maintain the game state so you know what's going on. And we want to be able to make that because having to lug the grimoire around, kind of a bit of a pain. That being said, it's kind of still fun. I'm literally going to play this tomorrow. Probably won't have a working app by tomorrow, but that's okay. It will make me want to make it more. So you might ask, has anybody done this before? Kind of. So there is a GitHub repo called Town Square that has kind of made this somewhat. Well, they did make it, and it's very good. And you can even try it. So you can like go online, and here's like a fake game I was making with some people. And it works great. So you might wonder, well, why not just use this? And to be honest, if I don't make the app in time, I will use this because I even copied this GitHub repo and made it so it just works completely offline and got rid of some stuff. And added a couple minor things in so that it like can pop up things more easily and have some different hotkeys. But I will probably just use this if I don't get this working in time. But we're going to try and get it working because that's what like people who program do, right? We try and make stuff, whether we should or not sometimes. So the goal here is to make something that can do something like this. So what does this do? Well, you can remove players. You can add players. You can go up here and like create a whole thing. I don't really know why it remembers all of the players and stuff like that I had before. Here we go. Let's do this. So here we go. So it's like this like town square thing. You can add players. Jake. Richard. And whatnot. And then once you have your players, I'll just add like A, B, C. If you're in, by the way, if anybody's in the chat, feel free to say hi, and then I will add you as a player. And then anyways, you then pick your characters. So you select like an edition that you're going to be playing. And then you can pick different characters, and then you can assign the characters. And then you might notice that, well, it didn't really seem to do anything. Well, that's because they have hotkeys where then you can kind of show what has been selected. And then that's so that if somebody who's playing the game sees the screen, then it's fine because it doesn't show any information. And then they have like a night phase. They have like voting, which is really cool, where you can like nominate another person and it counts things. They allow you to swap seats, rename each other, remove people. You can change people's like roles, a whole bunch of stuff. It's a very full-fledged app. And I think it would be super useful if I just had an iPad or like a tablet and could just carry it around and tap the stuff. So rather than like a laptop, I know that's like maybe not that big of a deal, but it doesn't exist on a laptop, so, or on a tablet. So I'm gonna make it because I think it would be fun, and that is an excuse to explore Flutter. So there's some parts that will be hard, I think, because Flutter has a pretty, from what I've experienced, has a very like normal UI, like it's very material driven, right? Like, well, we'll see when we make something, but basically I think it's super material driven, which is good, but maybe not super suited for this. But I think we can still do it. So we're gonna try. So to start out, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to copy this screen, and then I am going to go open up Paint. I'm gonna paste the screen in. And we're going to then see, what is happening here? It's crazy. We're going to see, let's go ahead and do blood on the clock tower image. Cool. And we will, let me just do this on my other screen for a sec. We will load up that image. And here we go. Cool. So we're going to load that image up, and then we're going to say, I would like to make a Flutter app that where one of the views is something like the attached image. In the image, there are 5 players, each with a circle. The app should be able to allow for more or fewer players. Please help me get started. So, this is kind of like this is something that didn't exist a few years ago, which is kind of a fun thing that you can do something like this. Like before, if you had to do something like this, it would just be, you just Google a bunch of stuff and see kind of what there is. So it's kind of interesting here. Like we're getting some feedback on how maybe we can start this. So it's like, okay, design the player widget. That makes sense because each individual thing is going to be the same. Create a dynamic layout, use a column or row or grid view, or a custom algorithm with stack to lay out these player widgets dynamically. I'll probably do that part because that seems like we can't just really do it as a column. It's supposed to be like a circle effectively. So we'll try that. Handle user interaction. So add touch interactions. We will definitely do that. And then manage state. Use a state management solution. So I did look or like read up on state a little bit. Somebody actually commented on my last stream, which was super nice. And they were saying how like, oh, like, you know, have you done like state management stuff before? And, it turns out there's actually a Redux, Flutter implementation where you can just kind of do like, implement state using Redux. And Redux is often in like React or something like that. But basically how Redux works is you have like a store, and then let's look at a simple example here. Let's go and look at lib main dart. So you have actions. You then have where's their store? Store, int, counter, reducer. You have a reducer, and then you have a state. So it looks like their state is like literally just a number, which I guess is fair. So they define their store which is just a simple number. This can be like a class though, and just have like a bunch of different values within it, which is probably what we'll do. And then they define this reducer that is able to like, basically a reducer takes in the previous state. It takes in the change that they would like to do, and then it will alter this state as it needs to, and then return the new state. So it's kind of like a way to like pass in an object, have it be changed in real time, and then returned, so that you always kind of have like the new object, and it's always changing the specific one. So that's what we're gonna do. And you can see again, the initial state is literally just a 0. So in this case, they probably have a button, store connector. This part this is part of the stuff I'm not so sure about how you connect it to the UI. But they have like a text button saying how many times the thing has been clicked. Count, is that part of the I don't know how they're getting count. Like it just says like int store state to string. I don't know where count comes from, so that's interesting, but I guess we can figure that out. And then we have a floating action button where we have a builder, and then when we press it, it calls callback, which will go ahead and call back. Where the heck is callback? Oh, okay, I see. So this here is what callback is. Sorry. So there's a converter with the store, and then it has this callback method, and then there's a builder where that callback is passed in. So this is the callback method, if I understand correctly. Return a void callback. Oh, okay. So this is how you initialize your store, presumably, and then this returns the callback method. So which is dispatching an increment action, and when we do this, that will effectively call this, and it will pass in the state, which I think it just passes it in automatically. I think. And then it will, which is just an integer, and then it will pick the action we want, which is increment, and then it will increment the action and then return it. So pretty simple stuff. I mean, this is obviously like we're just making a number get slightly bigger, so very simple stuff. Doing something like this is a little less simple. But yeah, we can go ahead and see what ChatGPT has for us. So to start out, it always surprises me that it has like the ability to actually read all this type of stuff. Like, oh, it's, like it knows my name was in here and stuff like that. I think that's pretty neat. Flash on. I don't know what these. It even has like the icons that we should maybe use. What was Richard here? Like the imp symbol, which is the demon of the game. Cool. So that's the game view. And then within here, we have player chips. So it's just saying that we're going to create a list of chips based off of the player's length, and based off of the index, we're then going to set the name, the role, the icon. And then this allows us to have this player chip class where it will render that. So let's go ahead and just copy this into our code and go from there. So we have copied this, and we are going to, it'll probably be angry about something, although it's actually okay right now. Constructors for public widgets should not have a name, should have a named key parameter. Try adding a named key parameter to the constructor. Sure. Are you happy now? Cool. All right, whatever. And then this, I'll use const. All this stuff, like, I don't really think matters that much for what we're trying to do, but whatever. Okay, cool. So in this case, we're saying that to start out, we have this list of users where it's a map to some dynamic value. I don't really understand how this is a map because I don't really understand that, but we'll give it a run and see if it works. I'm assuming they want us to have const here. And cool. And we're just going to print. Yeah, well, that's fine. We don't care. Okay, so let's go ahead and start up a tablet because we're going to run this on a tablet. Never happy. I must have missed the context there, Drac. Otherwise, you're just saying that I'm never happy. But hey, maybe that's true. I forgot to close out all my Steam and stuff. No, I'm shutting you down, Steam. Why are you popping up? All right, here's our beautiful giant tablet. Also, I've tried to get the like chat onto here, but it doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be showing. YouTube chat. I feel like I can't actually move this. Oh no, that was not what I wanted. Oh yeah, that's true. It is never happy. You're correct. Okay, hold on. Let me just try and move this if I can. You're probably saying, what the hell are you talking about? But there's like a little thing right here. It's darker. It's supposed to show the chat. And guess what? It does not because I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to OBS that well. But hold on. What am I trying to click back here? Okay, let's just lock that. Let's lock everything else. Maybe that'll do it. Aha. That did nothing. Perfect. Okay. Hold on one second here. Let me see if I can fix this thing. It'll just take me a sec. I think even if it takes me longer than like maybe a minute, then which is longer than a second, then I will just give up on this. But I think it would be cool to have the chat up because I don't know, why not? Let's do this. Did that do anything? Well, not really. All right, whatever. There's just a blank box there, and it is totally something. It definitely is supposed to just be there. Okay, so we went ahead and did this. Let's go ahead and actually run our code. So, I actually have no idea how this is going to... Okay, center wrap. Wrap, I don't know what that is. Spacing between the chips, spacing between the rows. If this just makes a circle, that would be super cool. But I highly doubt that's what it's going to do. So I guess we'll see. Launching. Perfect. I mean, you know what? Hey, not bad. I mean, not at all like what I pasted into ChatGPT, but you can click it. It says that it tapped on it. That's pretty good. This is a list to a map of... Okay. I don't know why this was giving me trouble earlier, but this is a map of strings to something. This will probably just change to a list of users or something like that, or players, and as another class, because I think that's probably makes more sense to pass around a class of players, or a list of players. But cool. Okay, so we can do this. We can click on people. That's a start. But what if we go ahead and ask ChatGPT to make us like a home page? This is great. Can you make a homepage where we can add users to a Flutter Redux store, and then use that to populate the game page where all the users are laid out? Okay. This type of stuff I honestly never think is going to work when I ask like ChatGPT or something like that to do that. But it gets it pretty right sometimes. I don't know why it's so slow right now, but maybe a lot of people are using ChatGPT. So just to be clear, we're not like, the goal here isn't to just use ChatGPT and blindly do whatever it wants. that could be a fun video. So if you want that to be a video, let me know, because that could be fun. But the goal here is to really is to kind of have ChatGPT kind of fill in the blanks, and then we can use those blanks or whatever it's filled in. We can kind of try and learn from what it's filled in, and that's honestly a really good way to learn like anything in programming. I think is like, look at an example. I think programming is maybe one of the few things like you can kind of do that with. Like I can't imagine if you were like trying to learn to paint or something and someone was like, "Oh, go look at that painting." I don't think I would be able to figure out that much from it, but hey, I don't learn about paintings, so maybe that's why. But yeah, I mean, so this is gonna hopefully allow us to create like a state, and if ChatGPT can kind of create the groundwork for that or lay out the groundwork for that, then we can try and figure out what it's doing, figure out why it's doing what, tinker with it to learn why it's doing what it's doing, and then go from there. I think I don't think that like ChatGPT is going to solve anything in terms of like using the right UI elements or things like that, but it's going to help us kind of get the main stuff set up, I think. For the kind of image you pasted to ChatGPT, it would be, I honestly don't know why there's this little heart thing here, but it drives me crazy. It would be wise to make it in Rive GameKit for Flutter to make the UI. I'm not sure what Rive GameKit is. Oh no. What did I just do? That's a pain. Let's look at Rive GameKit. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Rive GameKit for Flutter. Oh, interesting. So is this something where like you can, I mean, anytime I see some kind of page where there's like a pricing or something, I'm a little hesitant to jump onto it. That being said, I paid for ChatGPT, so I mean, this looks really neat. Interactivity visualized. Nice. Wow, that's crazy. That's wild. Okay, collaborate in real time. I don't need to do that. This is pretty cool. So I think that like maybe in the future I might look into something like this. I think for now, like, I don't need things to look perfect. But yeah, I think this looks like a pretty interesting like option for like kind of laying things out maybe a little bit more easily. And then I assume you can kind of just like output this as Flutter code, as like Dart code. Is that how that works, Tahira? Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, by the way. All right, so it looks like we need to do this first. Add the latest version. I've done this a couple things with Flutter. Well, this now, and this is the worst thing that ChatGPT does. Just get the latest version. It just means you have to go and find it. I don't know why I can't just figure that out for you. Pub.dev. Flutter Redux is not 0.1 or 10, I guess. That seems like there's not a lot of options. Oh, okay, look, we already have Flutter Redux, and since I was looking into it, it has increased its version, which is pretty strange. Redux, I guess that, did I have Redux? No. Oh, I do have Redux. Redux, just make sure I have the right version. Yep. And Redux Thunk adds the optional for asynchronous actions. Do I need that? If you're planning to have asynchronous actions, I don't think I need that. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't need that, and we'll see if I'm wrong later. Okay, cool. So if you do want to like try and learn Flutter, this is something that you can. One thing that's kind of strange is that you literally just like paste in your dependencies, or you can use the command line, like Flutter, like pub add, and then the name, kind of like with Python, where you can like use pip to add packages. But for here, when you add in these packages, you just literally save the YAML, and then it will go ahead and check if there's anything it needs to go ahead and get. And if there is, it'll go ahead and download it and add it to your, like your library. I believe it's all project based, which is kind of nice. It's kind of like a little bit of a mix between like Node.js and Python, I guess, in that sense. Okay, so we have our new code. Just want to make sure that the whole main thing is here. So let's copy it and see what we got. I'm sure anytime it just works, it's like so weird to me. So we don't need this thunk stuff. Again, probably. If anybody knows Flutter and is like, just like, oh my God, what are you doing? Of course you need thunk. Let me know, because I don't know. Cool. So this is just like a decorator saying that our state is immutable. Our app state is just a class with a list of players. Immutable class just should be declared as const. Const? All right, cool. So the constructor is const. We're making an array or a list. We're defining our actions. So this is kind of, I guess, different from the one that we saw where they're just like incrementing some value, because the action in that case was just an enum, which honestly I think makes a lot of sense. However, when you're actually passing data, because in that case it was just like we're incrementing some value, you don't need to add anything. So in this case, we are adding stuff. So we're adding like metadata associated with the action. So in this case, the player name. So we then have this add player action, and then we get to our reducer. So our reducer returns our app state, takes in the previous state, takes in whatever the action is. We check which type the action maps to, and then we create a new version of the app state, and you can pass in these values here. And the nice thing about this is that when you do this, I don't remember exactly how this works, so I might get this wrong later, but I think if you have multiple things within the state, you might have to make them like, I don't know if it gets the previous state from it. So I might have to check into that. So like if I have like a remove player action, where it removes one player from it, or like set the name of the title of the game or something like that, that might not work properly. Oh, look at our UI, our text is there. It's just incredibly small. That's kind of not ideal. Oh well, maybe I'll fix it later. If anybody's curious what I'm referring to the chat right here, which is like, I don't think anybody can read that. All right. Middleware. Define middleware if necessary, for example, for logging. That's interesting that they have middleware. I mean, I guess that makes sense. We don't need any middleware, but that's cool, I guess. So middleware for, it's a pretty common thing to have in like any kind of front end or like mobile framework. And it's basically, the idea is that like you have some kind of store, usually middleware is associated with. It can be used for other things as well, but where the middleware gets run when something's being executed or initialized, and then that allows it to kind of like latch on to different parts of it. So when it's saying like you can add logging or other middleware, like logging, so you can kind of set up logging so when actions happen, then it might log something. We don't care about that for now. I'm assuming this wants a const. Const. Heck yeah. All right. Cool. We have that. We're going to run our app. We're going to pass in our store. This wants a const, I bet you. Yep. Maybe not. Oh, it wants the key. Wait, it wants that and key. Perfect. Okay, so we now have our app. We're calling run app. We're passing in the store. It is then setting the store during the constructor. I think that's how that works. All right, cool. Then we are building a store provider. So this part, I'm not 100% sure on how this works. So we have the store provider with this app state. We have store is setting to store. Sure. And then we set that as a material app with this Flutter Redux demo. Let's just call this Blood on the Clock Tower app. Sure, it can be blue. That's fine. And then we load the home page. The home page is a stateless widget, which is interesting. You'd think if it had a state, it should, like, if we're passing in a state, that it should have a state or a store, I guess, but that's fine. Cool. And then this text editing controller is specifically for when we allow the user to enter their name. Let's just run this thing. Rather than going through every single possible thing, let's see what happens when we run it. I think so far, other than like this store connector and the store provider, I don't know exactly how those things work. Maybe it's like added to the context or something. I don't know, but we'll see. I think it's so crazy to me how like all this stuff just works how it works. I don't know. It's strange. Like that all this just came from like ChatGPT. It still like baffles me sometimes. All right. So we have our UI kind of. So if we go ahead and type Jake, we add the player. Let's add in Drac, add Alex, and Tahiru. Welcome. We're all going to play a game. So we have done that. We have added the players, and then when we go ahead and press the Go to Game button, we will navigate. So Navigator, I guess, allows us to push and pop values from the like view stack, and then we're going to push this material page route, which then routes to this game view. I don't know exactly what that like does, but I know it will show a view. But cool. So we get this game view. So that seems good. We did lose our like previous thing of being able to show players in a different view. So let's see if we can maybe get that back from what we had previously. So before we had this player chip and this game view. So let's see if we can maybe update this game view to do that instead. So, so here we have this store connector where we get this and we get the list of, okay, so it's, I guess this store connector you can put at any point maybe, and then your converter is converting the store, which it's going to get, and then you can specify what you're going to get from it, and then you can use that to build things. So let's go ahead and copy this, and we're going to put that in, where are we going to put that? I guess here, maybe? Let's see. I know it's going to be really angry with me if I do this, but let's see here. Return list view.builder. Hold hold on. Maybe let's get rid of this. Let's open up a second version of this. Get rid of that and this. This is where weird debugging or testing stuff happens. So we have our old game view is on. Let's have it be on the right. Our old. Okay, new game view is on the right. Old game view is on the left. We're gonna try and migrate the store stuff to this. So I don't know. So here we have the body, right? But we want the body to reference this player chip. So it has this list of list view.builder. I mean, I guess we can just put this there, maybe. This is to here. What if we do this? Wait, where does this go to? What if we do that? Doesn't seem to like that, does it? List widget isn't a widget. Oh, okay, so it's expecting a single widget. Oh, okay, I understand. What if we just copy list title, player chip. Okay. Store connector, builder, context players. Store connector. Center. Center. Turn. Center. I know I was just saying center a lot. My bad. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what the heck's going on, and I think I'm getting close. So we're returning basically this center value, but it's still not exactly happy with us, is it? One thing it might just not be happy about is how we're using this. So this still has this game view overrides this. We don't care about this anymore. Let's get rid of this. Well, let's just comment this out maybe. Okay, and then we have players, and we have players.length. Players.length, does that make sense? Yeah, that should make sense. So for players.length, we are going to get the index, and then we're just going to get the name, right? Players. Oh, we don't even need that. We're just going to get the just their. Oops. I think my mouse is going, which is kind of a pain. Let's just get rid of that for now. And then we're going to go to player chip, and we're going to get rid of these guys. And we'll just comment these out. And action chip. Crazy. I have no idea what that means. Okay. Will this work? Probably not. Is that Oh, wait. It might actually work. I sounded so excited. I think my dog just ran to the stairs to look down. Okay, if this works. Wait, did it? Oh, it hot reloaded already. So I think it did work. Oh, we have no players. Okay, here we go again. Jake, Drac, Tahiru, and Alex. Go to game. It works. Hell yeah. We can click them, and we should see the debug console saying that they're popping up. Okay, excellent. So what have we done so far? So we have our state kind of working. It's obviously very simple, but it's kind of working. So that's pretty awesome. we don't really have like the UI laid out properly. So if anybody's still here, what do you think we should work on next? Like there's like a lot of stuff to do to get to this point from here. But hey, you gotta start somewhere. But like, do people think that we should work on like making the icons or the like, the UI look a little bit better and like laying things out properly? Or do people think maybe we should do something different? Because like, obviously there's more like state information we need to update. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious what people are interested in seeing here. Cause like, I guess that's the great part of doing things live. Do the UI. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. So yeah, I think making it go from this, to this is going to be interesting. So I think there's a way to position things, like using like XY coordinates almost. But my other thought was that like you could almost do this in like multiple rows, if that makes sense. Because basically how this works right now is like this is a row, right? Effectively, the top part is a row with a single item. Then the middle part is another row with 2 items. And they're just like spaced evenly apart. And then the bottom is another row with 2 items. So like if I were to look at this in terms of like their UI, I know their UI is crazy. They're literally like rotating things, which is like wild to me. But in terms of like how I would lay this out, I would have like a square here and then maybe try that. I don't know if that's like the best option, but that's one way I was thinking about it. The other option is, of course, what language should someone learn as their first language, in my opinion? That is a good question. So I think it depends what you want to try and do with the language. If you want to like learn about or like make like a website or make, different types of apps or something like that, then something like JavaScript is great. Mainly because JavaScript is like used everywhere on the internet. So like if you want to know how to do stuff with anything with any type of website, JavaScript is kind of the way to go. You can just write it and like manipulate things within here. So that's kind of awesome in my opinion. If you want to do something that's like really readable, it kind of like just mimics English almost, then Python is great. I have a bunch of Python stuff on my channel, so if you want, go ahead and like check some of those things out. But yeah, it kind of depends what you want to make. Yeah, I guess it's like, if you really want to like start building something, you want to get into like, I don't know, woodworking or something like that. There's probably like different areas of things that you would try and learn first. Maybe, I don't know much about woodworking, but I'm assuming that's the case. I've been trying to learn Java, but trying to see what I should branch out towards. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, Java was actually my first language, outside of like kind of learning some other languages or one other language in high school. But it was mainly my first language. So yeah, it's a really, really strong one. It's like great to use. But you probably won't use it to like make a website, or you could make an Android app with it, but then you probably should just learn Kotlin if you're going to do that. But honestly, it's like a solid like object-oriented language, so doing that is great. So yeah, cool. Thanks for the questions though, and welcome to the channel. I don't know if I've seen you around. Anytime I say welcome or talk as though I'm like talking to somebody, my dog is like, what's going on? Who's there? she's such a good guard dog, such a good 12-pound guard dog. Okay, so let's work on this UI. So I think doing the row thing might make sense, but maybe the position. Let's see. How should I position elements in position the player circle elements in Flutter? Let's just see what it says from here. So while it's thinking about that, Flutter position like absolute. The guide for the CSS. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, so I know CSS pretty well. You can use column, row, and stacks. Okay, so you think, okay, so I wasn't crazy thinking about, so to hear, does that make sense if I did like, if I considered the top one a row, and then another row at the bottom, and then I had, I guess like within the row I had columns? Because the issue here is that like this is fine, but then as you add more or remove like players, then the UI changes, right? Like it has to keep people kind of spread out evenly. So I'm not sure if that scales to using columns and rows and stacks. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like you know more than I do, but oh yeah, okay. That seems feasible. Okay, cool. Maybe we'll go ahead and do that. So like if I were to do, so let me add like another person in. So in this case, this seems simple, right? You have like row, 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 row. But it's just determining like what that layout actually looks like, because writing that dynamically seems like a huge like pain. Because you need a different number of rows depending on the number of people. Which is kind of not that ideal. I kind of like how they did it here, to be honest. I know this is like web code, but they literally have like it's an unordered list, and then they have elements just as a list, but then they rotate them, which again is crazy to me. But they do that. That's how they do it. So that's like kind of awesome, to be honest. But yeah, we can try, at least with like the number of people we have now, we can try doing the columns and rows. Flutter row. Let's look at rows. Okay. So we're going to have Flutter widget. Okay, let's see if we can do that. So we're just going to assume for now, we're going to try and just make it work for the number of users we have. So let's add in, oops. Oh, wait, did that add another user? It did. Okay, well, that's not good. Let's add in a check for that. Callback on pressed if controller dot text dot length is greater than 0. Oops. Then we will add that in. Otherwise, do nothing. I don't know why it doesn't like this. Oh, is not empty. That is not empty. And now it doesn't like that. Doesn't evaluate to a function, so it can't be evoked. Oh, wait, it's a property? It's wild, but cool. All right, so that should be better. Let me kill this and then rerun it so that we can get rid of the empty user, which was my bad. But hey, now we fixed it. Okay, so list widget generate. So I don't think we want a list of widgets, right? We kind of want like, let's go Drac, Tahiru, Alex, TLB Jake. Okay, so we have our 5 people. If we go ahead, okay. I think I know what I want. So let's first do a column to hold everything together. I think. Yeah, maybe this is crazy. Okay, column. Man, I don't know how much I like how much I like how things get rendered here, but oh well. Let's just comment this out. Excellent. And so perfect. Okay, so then we're gonna do how many people do we have again? We have 5 people, and we want it to look. Let's remove some people. Remove. Wait, that's 5. Okay, so we want it to be row, row, row. Yeah. Row. This seems so not great to be honest, but oh well. Row. Oops. This isn't like obviously extendable that easily, but we'll see. Okay, and then we want player chip. Name is players I, or sorry, 0. And then here we're gonna do player chip 2 1 3 and 4. Okay. Huh? Okay, that's something. Row layouts. Let's look at that. Actually, I think one thing we maybe need to do first is center this. Center. Child. What? Center. Child? Center takes a single child? Maybe I need to do that first. Okay, let's do center. Child is the column. Not do anything? Didn't seem to do a whole lot. Okay, so I think there's a way to do Flutter inspect things. There was a way to like look at the UI. Oh, it's this, the inspector. Okay, so we have our game view. We have center. Man, I wish this would just like, can I format this? Format. Perfect. There we go. It was just very difficult to read. This is now terrible. Format. Okay. I don't agree with that, but whatever. So we have our centered. Is it centering? Wait. Wait a second. Is it centering it horizontally or vertically? No, because it's also in the middle. What the hell is it thinking? What does it think it's centering? Row. Column. Center. Okay, let's just look this up. How to center widgets in the middle of the screen. Flutter. Center widget. What a surprise, but how does that work? Width factor, height factor, widget child. Center. I don't understand the factor stuff. This property takes a double value as a parameter child, and it's sets the center widget's width. It's the same as the child's width multiplied by this factor. Oh, weird. Okay. Alignment geometry as the parameter. All right. Doesn't even seem to use alignment here, does it? No. Weird. Why is mine not centered? Mine doesn't look at all centered. What the hell's going on? Center. Height. Width. Let me restart this and make sure that like I'm not like crazy. Did I not save? I swear to God, if I didn't save and that's what's wrong, then I'm gonna be a little bit upset. I think I saved. I feel like I think I definitely saved. Jake. Drac. Tiru. Alex. TLB. Go to game. Okay, I did save. And this is the most beautiful UI ever. So we're done the UI. Yeah, we're not done the UI. It still looks like utter something. Do we need the column first? I guess we do because something needs to contain all of these, right? I'm honestly surprised center's not working. It's kind of like peeving me off a little bit. Container? Do we need a container? I don't know what container is going to give me, but like child. What the heck? Did that do anything? Nope. All right. Container alignment. Center. Okay. Alignment. Wait, does it not have height factor, key, width factor? I don't think that matters. I mean, it was centered before, right? But it was using that list widget before. So maybe that's what's going on there. Center. Positioned. Oh, wait, this is recommending to use a stack. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot that I was even like doing this. That's kind of my bad. Circle layout, number of players 5. You can change this dynamically. Okay, if this just works, then like that sounds way better. Sure. Build player positions. Player widget. Player number. All right, you know what? Screw it. Let's just copy this and see what happens. So circle layout. Is this going to work? Probably not. But that's okay. So we copy this in. Doesn't like this. So we're going to do player chip. And it's going to be name. It's going to be player I. And player widgets of players. I wonder if I can, wait, where is this getting called? Okay, hold on. Okay, I think things are making sense now a bit. What if we put in this store thing, right? Right, like this. Hold up. Things are about to pop off. And then we return this. right? And then we go and find the end of the stack, and then we do like this. Maybe? Oh, maybe not. What the hell? What was this in? Oh, scaffold? Sure. Sure, let's do that. Scaffold, obviously. You got to use your scaffolding to do that. And then we weren't returning here, right? No, okay, good. Okay. Okay. Okay, so is it angry? A little bit. But that's okay. Store connector, stack. Why is this? What? I'm not really sure why this is angry here. Oh, because this is in like a huge thing. Okay, my bad. Oh, wait. There we go. Whew, okay. Pi. Doesn't know what pi is? 2.14159. I'm not going to go any further into that. Ugh, I do need to get math. How do I get math? Wait. It probably said in here, didn't it? Dart math. We can keep pi. Oh, shit. Pi. Import Dart math. Player I. I get it. Wait. Okay, so hold on. So this is this build player positions. What if I add in players, right? And then this is a list of string. Sorry, list of string players, right? And then dot length. What? Yeah, length. Players I. Is this gonna work? It might. It sure might. So rather than load the game view or push the game view, we're going to push the circle layout. Which, oh my God, look at that. Holy hell. Okay. All right. That's totally what I mean, it's not exactly what I wanted it to look like, but it is a circle. I don't know why we have a sun in the middle. And we ran into an exception for not having a background image, which I guess makes sense because we don't like have a background image. So let's just go ahead and comment that out for now. But hey, this is looking good. Nothing's erroring. Interesting. Why does this thing even exist? Okay, so I think this makes a lot of sense. So basically what we're doing is we're defining this, the scaffold. I don't know what the hell a scaffold's all about, but I guess it's just a way to like, maybe it's just that it has something that has a body that can have an app bar. Maybe, I guess. But here we're returning this stack, and the stack allows us to have a list of widgets as children. It had these positioned elements, and I guess positioned elements allow us to specify, like, put the child of this positioned element in a very specific area based off of the top and left, which is pretty common. Like if you try and do any kind of other UI stuff, like that's pretty common. So that's awesome. And we're not really using that here, I guess, but for building player positions, we literally just have this other like method, which is a part of this circle layout class, which is kind of cool. I don't know why the formatting is doing this. Okay, there we go. That's better. But then within here, we have this other method. The local variable starts with an underscore. Try renaming the variable to not start with an underscore. I'll try. I did it. Holy crap, I did it. Okay, and then having dot 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 typically means that you're expanding like a list or an array. And that basically just means that you're like putting each element into in this case the widget list, and you're separating each of them with a comma. That's kind of what it does. It's pretty common in other languages. So in this case, then we have this like circle radius, which we can change if we need to. Okay, I don't know why it's so like crazy about adding const everywhere, but whatever. And then this circle center X, circle center Y, and then it's trying to build player positions. Now, I think this is really interesting because basically what we want it to do is it will create this positioned element, which is kind of what it was doing before, but it's setting the X and the Y to be very specific locations along like a circle. So I'm kind of curious like how it does, like, I don't know the math for that, to be honest. Like you can imagine that it's just going to be rotating it. Like you have like a circle, you start in the center and then you point up and you get that point, and then you rotate it by like X degrees, and then you just do 360 divided by number of players, I guess. And then which I guess that's what this is doing, this angle. So we have our angle. I can debug this, right? Because I think it makes sense to have some. First off, this isn't that centered, because like it's low, but it's not terrible, to be honest. But I guess we do have one person here. This is, I guess, are they technically each their own? Probably each the same amount of degrees separated, whereas I guess technically within this they're not. Maybe they are. Curious. Let's see here. Nope. I just want the list. So each of them are rotated by 72 degrees, 144 degrees. Wait, 72 to 144. So 72, 72, 72. Interesting. So these, for 5 users, these are each 72 degrees apart. For my case, I don't actually know how far, like what the angle is here. Let's see if we can load that. It I did not connect to any kind of debugger, I guess. How do I do that? Whatever, I'll just print it out. Print angle for user is, or angle for user I. What? Why can't I? Whatever. Plus I plus. Wow, it does not. Okay, hold on. Dart f string. Oh, okay. That's easy. I knew it was something with a $sign, but I just did not remember exactly how that worked. Okay, so angle for user I is angle. And it's needs a semicolon. Wrote too much. I've written so much Python that like using a semicolon is like, why? Why would I do that? Angle for user 1 is 1.256. What kind of an angle is that? Why don't we just do 360 divided by... Yeah. What? What if I do... This is probably going to break everything. I'm going to just try it, though. Because that's what programming's all about. You break stuff until it's not broken anymore. 360... Hold on. Oops. Equals 360 divided by players dot length. Length. You can spell. Times I. Right? So then this will be 0 to start. 0, 72, 144. Okay, we get the same numbers now. And it looks beautiful. It looks so good. Now, that's obviously because these things are kind of not what we were expecting, I guess. 30 is half the width of the player widget. No, just don't. Let's not do that. Let's get rid of these 30s. See what that looks like. That did seemingly nothing, so that's cool. Okay, so circle center X. What? Okay, so that's just literally the center. So basically, we want to what is the math for that? I've been out of doing that type of math for so long. How to calculate the X and Y position of a circle based on the angle. This is, yeah, cos degrees is what I was thinking as well. Typically to find X and Y coordinates on a circle with a known radius. Yep. And the angle, you could simply use the formula r cos degrees, or r cos. What does r mean? Is r just like the radius? I know that's a stupid question. Okay. Wait, what? As full circle has 2 radiants, so you could calculate point coordinates for your circle with following formula. Math pi. Is that what I'm doing already? I feel like that's not what I'm doing. Right? Doesn't seem like that's what I'm doing. Let's just let's copy these. See what the heck, if like this is what we're doing. Yeah, so if you ever thought, by the way, that like programming is just like you just sit down and you just like start just like writing code real fast, it's not. It's a lot of thinking and kind of hacking away until things work. Of course, there are instances where maybe you can kind of get away with doing something like that, but it doesn't happen that often. All right. Okay, so let's see if we change our X and Y, to be double X equals, we need it to be the radius, circle radius, times cos pi times 2 times angle divided by 360. I don't think this will work, but I have been wrong before. So let's see. Now we just need the same thing, but it's sine. And we're going to go ahead and run it, and it looks beautiful. Things are just a little bit off. Yeah, that's definitely true. Knowing about the language is like for me, this is like, I don't use Dart, right? Like I basically never use Dart. This is like a whole new experience for me as well. So, but it's fun. You know, it's fun to try and like learn this stuff. Is this what we did before? Times, cos. Okay, it did do something like that, kind of. So let's do this. This might work. I know this is kind of what it was doing before. But yeah, if you like know what you're doing with a language, once you've like kind of, you know, basically what will happen is once you've made something using a language, like in this case, like they look kind of exactly how they were before. Why? That's so weird. Maybe actually not. Maybe it is centered, and maybe like the size of it is just offset. Let's look if I can look at that. Maybe I can't. What? Homepage? Why can't I see this page? Hold on. Here we go. But yeah, I feel like as you learn stuff through building different like types of like projects, like this project is a great example. It just means that like the next time you go in and try and build something, like using Flutter in this case, or whatever it might be, you're gonna learn or you're gonna understand how to do things like way faster. So I don't know. I like that. I think that's cool. It's obviously not like the case for everybody, and that's totally fine. Some people take a lot longer to learn things or whatnot, but whatever. Okay. I just want this to be as close to this other layout as possible. I don't know why that doesn't work. Okay. So the angle for the user is 0. That means the circle X. Okay, hold on. Let me print out these X and Y's too. Print angle for X, Y, or X, Y for user I is X. Oops. X. Y. Okay. So 790, 384 for user 0. I don't even know who is user 0. Okay, wait. For user I don't know if this works. Players I assume so. Players I. Okay. XY for users 0, which is me. Oh. It's because the 0 is right, or like 90 degrees. So if you turned your head, it is actually proper. But I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be that my user is here and it's all shifted 90 degrees. So how the heck do I do that? Well, I think the answer is you just subtract 90 from this. Because why not? Right? That seems pretty simple. Minus 90. Heck yeah! I'm sorry for being very loud all of a sudden, if you were tabbed off for not really paying attention. But we did it. This looks basically the exact same as this. I know. Yeah. I know. Yeah, no, this is what I made. I know. You know? Like this is not this. I know it's almost like you can't even tell the difference. Drac, don't hurt me with screen size changing. I got it to work right now, okay? Although to be honest, I think this is gonna work with screen size because this is referencing the size of the screen itself right now. Will it look good then? Probably not. But at least it At least it renders and it looks like something. Okay, let's make what it renders not total garbage. Let's do that next. So I think what we're eventually going to do is like add a menu to the center here. And that's going to reference something else. And then for now, we're going to update this little chip thing, action chip, to be a circle. So let's do that. Let's see if ChatGPT can do that for us. Because how to draw a circle with a name at the bottom of it using Flutter. So we'll see what this looks like. I think like I just don't know how to actually make the like this part, right? Like obviously this is like they have like a texture on here, so there's like UI elements involved or like images, but I just want to draw this circle because I'm assuming this is this just an image? Player life. Let me see. Background. Oh, background. Why is oh, that's on the body. Overlay token. Token looks like it would probably have something. Token. Wow, man, there's so much stuff they added to this thing. Aha! So there you go. So there's a token there. I'm assuming they have a border somewhere. Border radius 50%, so that would make it the circle. And then they have the border of 3 pixels solid, which makes it this. So that's 100% how it's all done. And then, see, honestly, if I was writing this, I appreciate the devil's advocacy, especially for a game where the evil person is playing the demon. It's very fitting, Drac. I can see which team you play for in this instance. I'm just kidding. You're great. But I mean, if I were writing this in just like CSS, maybe this circle thing would still be a pain, but like, man, it would be way easier. I wish there was like a, hold on, let me just make sure. CSS to Flutter. That's not a thing that's possible, right? Hey, Systematic, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Can you do, there's no like converter, right? Because that would be amazing. Centering components. Setting container width. Okay, so they do kind of have some stuff here for like web devs, but it's like, I'd probably have to read this on my own, but that's okay. All right, so we are trying to still make this, and this is where we're at. It does not look the same. The next goal is to make things look a little bit more circular, and then add some stuff in there. So we're going to go ahead and see what this circle with name thing looks like. Container, we're kind of just going to copy like the inner workings of this. There's like so many weird like sized box. What the hell is that? Why is that a thing? Column. It's just so bizarre. Column. Let's get rid of this. Just get this. Okay. Let's see if we do this. It is happy. And we want our name. Oh, yeah, our name. Okay, cool. Was that what it was before? Yeah, I guess it was. We don't have any like pressing on anything, but bam. Oh my God, that looks so good. Holy crap. We're making progress. Format it, please. This inspector, honestly, is not that useful, but whatever. All right. So Why is all this angry? It needs const. Okay, yeah. I'll add const, I guess, at some point. Why is it so shifted down? Is my next question. And I don't know why that is. So this is kind of no longer needed. Probably this game view. I do think my row thing was a good idea. I'll let you know. So good that I just deleted it. We don't really reference number of players, so we can get rid of that because it's dynamic based off of our state because we're badass. And we have the homepage text. So it's just this circle layout. But why the hell is it like, why is it so low? Actually, I'm curious. If I go back here and I do add player. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. If I go back here and I add, let's add systematic to our game. Add player. Okay, it works. It does work, though. The whole like UI is brilliant. That's super cool. Okay, I'd like to make it now that if I... Let's just try this. Let's make it so that if I click on a user, I'm going to try and shift it up, but let's say if I click on a user, then we'll have it delete the user, like remove the player. Because I think that's like an easy way to, I don't know, mess around and like kind of make sure that we're capable of editing the state and whatnot. How do we want to do that? We have this store connector. Will this work how I want it to? Probably not. But let's do it anyways. Container. Decoration. Wow, that's so easy. Center. I do really like that it kind of just tells you where stuff like starts and ends. That's pretty cool. We don't need this. We're going to make a remove player action. Shit, we kind of do need it though, don't we? I don't want to just send the player name because that seems like kind of garbage. Maybe we set the index as well. Apps, add player, class, final, int, player index, this dot player index. Okay, so we go ahead and do this. We remove the final int player index. And we do required this dot player index. I don't really like how the constructors look for this stuff. It's kind of like, player index I. Okay. Things are moving. Store. Store. Wait, why? Oh, all right. I was like, why does it say add player? That seems weird. Yeah, because that's not what we're doing. Oh, wait, but we do want this kind of, right? Huh? Get rid of center. Oh boy. Things are looking good. Except for controller not being a thing because we don't need to do this. Heck yeah. And now we need to set the player that we're removing, which is player index. Will it work? I don't know. It clicked. So that did something, at least. Print would remove, we'll just say name. I mean, it's okay if things aren't working properly but like, if it didn't crash, I count that as a win. Okay, so it's re-rendering everything, and I have a lot of crap I'm printing out here. So let's get rid of that. Click would remove systematic. Okay. Interesting. So it's doing that. It's calling the callback, which I assume is this. Oh my goodness. I wonder why it's not doing it. Maybe it's because I haven't implemented the action yet. Stupid. Remove player action. App state players list dot from prev state dot players dot filter. Filter's not a thing. This is a list, right? A list of, yeah. How is filter not on a expand map sub list? Okay, hold on. Dart filter list. Where? Oh, wait. We want like a sub list, right? Because we know the index. Where seems to be like an option, but we don't need the name. We need the index. I guess we can kind of sub list by index dart. Sublist 1 to 3. This seems kind of like a pain. How easy is that to just do with? Okay, I think we can do this. Sublist the start. Let's just test this. Okay, this is kind of a bit of a pain, actually. Hold on. Okay, so we want the start num of players equals prev state dot players dot length. Then we want to, okay, so say there's like one, well, A, B, C, D, and we want to remove C. Then we want to do sub list of 2. Actually, I'm not exactly sure what this was doing. 1 and 3. It's basically want to do 0. This is a pain in the ass. What are the other options? Because my other option is that I just remove it from index where, insert all. I can just like create the list and loop over it. There's only like 10 items. Oh, remove at. This is what I want. Okay, this is perfect. Of course there is a thing, remove at I. No. Action. What? Action dot player index. Does this not it doesn't return the string? Oh, it returns the I don't want it to return the string. Remove the object. Remove at is really what we want, but I don't need it to return the string. It seems like it doesn't Does this removes the object at position X from the list? This method reduces the length of this by 1 and moves all later objects down by 1 position. Returns the removed value. So really, I think we just need to do like this. This is like kind of shifty. Let's just test this though for a sec. Oh, wait. Like, is this actually removing the state though? Because this should remove it, right? We just don't care that about the user that we remove, so we're just not using it. I'm assuming if I do this, it's going to be like, why aren't you looking at... Oh, maybe it's okay. Okay, let's see. So if I click this, it removes it. This, it removes it. Excellent, and it re-renders, and everything is beautiful. Hell yeah. Okay. This has been one heck of a ride tonight. Because, like, I honestly did not think we would get as far as we are. I know this doesn't look very far, but, you know, whatever. Okay, let's do the Flutter thing so we can see what the hell's going on with our UI here. Why are we so, like, low? Okay, I'm sorry, Drac. It's your spot. Height 80, scaffold 768. Man, this UI thing is like kind of garbage. Not gonna lie. Maybe I'm missing something in terms of like this inspector thing, but like, okay, that's a bit better. But what is this? Why is this so low? Center. Maybe the center thing is like messed up. Scaffold. What is... This is fine. What is this giant view? And why is it so garbage? Big view. What are you? What does this do? Show borders that change color when elements repaint. Nope. All right. Aha. Stack. So the stack maybe doesn't have it centered properly. Probably. Okay. Stack. Right? Stack. Alignment. Alignment geometry. Center. Center. Stack. Alignment. Directional. Center. Didn't seem to do anything. Cool. What the hell? Why? Hold on. Let's just do center, elements, vertically and horizontally. Flutter. It's weird that like LinkedIn is a place where you find coding solutions. Who knew? Column main axis alignment, cross axis alignment. We're using a column. Return stack. Main axis alignment is probably not a thing this supports, right? All right. What if we do? So we build the player positions, which is just a list of widgets. What if we do children is center, child, container, children. It's very confusing which things can have children and which things can have a single child. Like, why can this not have multiple children? It's very confusing. If anybody in the chat right now knows why that's the case, let me know, because it's very confusing. I guess I could do like this. Wait. Maybe I do like I center the stack. I feel like this is wrong. Like I don't need to do this, but main axis alignment. I thought this was what this thing was talking about. Oh, column. Man, I am all over the place. Column. A column can have children, can't it? Son of a god. Okay. Column. Children. There we go. Things are maybe looking good here. Maybe. Main axis alignment. Main axis alignment center. Cross axis alignment. Cross center. What do you look like now? Not what I was hoping for. You look pretty shitty. Okay, I guess that makes sense though, because we made it into a column. We need this part to not be a column. So let's not do that. All right. So we're back to this. Huh. Centering the offset. Okay, so that's so weird that it's like so pulled down. There's no way to like drag this, right? It's not like, okay, how to center a stack view in Flutter. Flutter position stack. Is it like, hold on. Is it because there's like maybe these values are just messed up? Like maybe the center here is like messed up? You know? I mean, maybe that's the case. Maybe if I make this like 250, it's better. It's not. If I make it 180, it's better. That's a bit better. 200. That's a bit better, but it still needs to be higher. Center X. Media query of context. Build context of the circle layout. So maybe it's just that like this circle layout thing doesn't have... I wish I could see where that center is. Like just put like a dot there or something. But I don't know how to do that from here. So what if we make this smaller? What if we do minus 100? That seemed to fix things. Also looks good. But why? Like, why is it so... Why is the context here for when we're building this stateless widget? Why is it where it is? That's what I'm not too sure about. Navigator of context push. I don't know. Beats me. Okay, so Things are looking a bit better though. We have our user, we have our game view. Let's make it so we can update it so we can add more state to our state. So I'd like to be able to set the name of the game to in the starting screen as well as the players, and for both of them to be stored in the game state using Redux still. How can I do that? So obviously we're going to need to use a reducer still. I think it's pretty simple to do this. The only part I'm not 100% sure on is, because it's been a while, on the reducer for like multiple values. So technically we need to do like list of players and then like final string. Actually, it's probably not final string, like game name or something. Right. And then here it would be like this .game name equals empty string, I guess. I don't know why this is unhappy. Can't define a const value final. Oh, right, because this technically never changes. So that obviously broke everything, which makes sense. But the copy with, copy with literally copies the whole state. Oh, that makes sense. And copy with is literally, oh my goodness, this is what I was missing. Okay, so here we go. We can go ahead and do this, where you get our game name and our players, and then we basically just say that we're going to copy this value, so then we can set one of these values if we want to. And if we do, it will set it. Otherwise, it will use what's already there. So this is what we were kind of like not doing before. So we're going to go prev state dot copy with, and then we're going to set in this list, and we're going to set it to players. I think we do this. Maybe not. Maybe that just works. And we do the same thing here. Basically just this. And then we want to have another one for when we set game name. And then we will have a else if action is set game name action, then return prev state dot copy with game name is action dot game name. Perfect. And then we can go ahead and make it so that we have another text input. See, I don't even need ChatGPT now at this very exact moment. So hold on, we're going to change all of these to be player input controller. And then this is going to be game name input controller. It just rolls off the tongue, you know? Great. So we're going to have this thing here. I think what I'd like to be able to do is do. So this is another thing we're going to explore if this works. So we still need this store thing, right? But I think maybe we can have it so that our child is this. And okay, the thing just needs to get the hell out of here. Oops. Oh my goodness, I cannot type at all right now. So we have this. So like this looks fine. game name input controller, decoration, text field. Nope. Okay. Oh, that's for that callback. My God. What is going on? Sorry, this is for this callback. This is for that. What are we missing? Why is this all not happy? Oh, we need one more. Wait. There we go. Okay, so then we have enter the game name, game input controller. We were having a set game name action. But I think what I'd like to do is rather than have a button, let's just make it so that it's like on submit value. Wait, is that how we do? Yeah, okay. And then we just do callback, because then that just gets it, and then we'll do game. Actually, we don't actually need to remove it, and maybe let's just do on change. So I think that should work. Maybe not. Maybe not. Enter the game name, padding, edge all insets. Let's just restart this if we can. See what happens. How's everyone doing tonight? Okay, sweet. Game name did seem to work. So let's just call this like happy game. And then we click submit. And then all we need to do is update our game state, right? This bad boy here where we have this game name or game view, where we're going to change this to be the state of the game instead. Now, how will I do that? That's a good question. I think I want to... There's a way, store provider, store, interesting. I don't know. I don't think the store is just like available, you know? I think it needs to be like within some kind of like store connector, but I don't exactly know how that works. So let's check that out. Flutter store, Flutter Redux store provide example. Flutter Redux complete tutorial with examples. That sounds amazing. Main widget, bunch of widgets. Sounds good. App state, reducer, adding values. Yep, classic. How do I use it in my widgets? Store builder, app state, store provider, store material app, on init store, action, scaffold, store connector, app state model, context. Okay, here. So store, okay, wait, there's a bunch of things here. Okay, store provider. This widget injects the store into the widget tree of the application. So that's what we have already at the very start. So it basically makes it so that the store is available beneath anything in here. Good. That's what I thought. Store builder, this listens to the whole store and rebuilds the entire widget tree with every update. it receives. It receives the store from the store provider and store connector. And that is, wait, that's called the store builder. I don't know if I have any store builders. I don't think I do. Oops. Okay. Store connector. This is a widget used in place of the store builder. It receives the store from the store provider, reads data from our store, then sends it to the builder function. Then the builder function rebuilds the widget whenever the data changes. This is the store connector. Okay. So I guess you want to just use a store connector as often as you can, I guess. And I guess you could have, I don't know exactly if the store connector always has this type of callback. Store connector. Let's see how else this is used. So app state, converter, store.state. That's what I'm talking about here, right? Yeah, okay. So in this case, it has this void callback, which is what it's providing. And I guess this is just an empty function. That's something, okay. Okay, that's fine. But you can provide anything, and it can just provide the state. So okay, so this makes sense. So literally what we're doing here is we're providing whatever converter is we're converting the store into whatever this is going to be. So in this case, a void callback means it's providing this function that it's returning, and then we can use this function as the second input to this builder. So the builder here is some value, this context, which I'm still not sure what that means, and the state. And then the state is effectively what they're getting here, this store state. So if we want to be able to get basically this store connector at any point, we can use it as a child and then return whatever we would otherwise wherever we want it to be. So let's go ahead and update our name here. So I think what we should be able to do is do store connector, and we're not going to return this. We're just going to return the, maybe just, what should we return? I think we kind of need to return I guess we can just return the app state and then return just the store dot state, right? And then we put this builder here, and then we get rid of, that's fine. Builder, oh, sorry, I'm sorry. So builder is now the context and the state, right? And then that means we need this to return the scaffold. Look at that. I'm basically a little crazy programmer of Dart. I'm kind of impressed that this is working as well as it kind of seems to be. Game name. Unnecessary use of string interpolation. Try replacing the string literal with the variable name. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, duh. Okay. No, I'm not that little, I guess. That's true. I'm almost 6'2". Jake's game. Going super creative here. So that is changed. We will add Jake. Add player. Drac. Add player. Systematic. Add player. And let's add Sammy, who is upstairs chilling. How tall are you, Drac? And Jake's game, heck yeah, it's working. Things are working. I guess I guess I said it's weird, I guess, actually. I did say 6.2 or around 6.2. Canada's so weird with that, where we like use like half of some things are in feet and inches, like height and stuff, but like, and even like housing stuff, like how big is your house is in like square footage, but like I couldn't tell you like how long a mile is in feet or anything like that, because we use the metric system, except for very specific circumstances like height and stuff. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't actually remember. Do you use metric for everything in Australia? The weather in Canada is it honestly, it was really cold at the start. Yeah, metric for everything. Okay, yeah, I thought so. I'm envious. I feel like that would be way nicer. The weather up here has been brutal for the winter for a little bit, and then it just was like there was a lot of snow, and then it just got cold, and then it got like oddly warm for like a few weeks in January. So like everything melted, and then we got like another snowstorm last week, but now it's just kind of like warming up again. So I don't know. It's like a terrible year if you go skiing and stuff like that, but it's kind of great in terms of like being able to do stuff outside without having to bundle up too much. So I've kind of liked it because I haven't gone skiing in a couple years, but yeah. Okay, so we have made some pretty darn good progress here. 31 degrees Celsius. Holy crap. Yeah, that's like, I mean, we've had like 35 or so, maybe be like the hottest that I remember being here. But when we visited South Korea last year in August, and it was 32 or 33 degrees at nighttime at like 2 a.m. And through the day, it was like at least 38 and, 40 plus at times Celsius. So that like any time, like I always think like 30 was like, kind of unbearably hot. And then I went to South Korea in the summer and I survived that. So now I feel like I can take on the world. Because my God, that was hot, but pretty awesome. 36. Yeah, 36 is pretty brutal. I hope you have a good AC or I just hope you have AC, I guess, in general. Whether it's good or not is maybe not super relevant. Yeah. I mean, I think that the heat can be nicer than the cold sometimes. You just kind of get tired of anything, right? It's like you like the heat, and then you like the heat when it's too cold, and then you're like, oh yeah, like spring's coming or whatever, and then you're like, yeah, this is kind of nice. And then like a couple months into that, or like, a few days where it's super hot and you're like, God, I can't wait for it to be colder. And then it's just like a cycle where you're just never really that happy. Maybe you're happy for a few weeks, and every time the seasons change, maybe. Okay, so we have our UI kind of working a little bit. Okay, don't tell me what you're wearing. I'm not going to ask you what you're wearing. That's not that kind of stream. Okay, we have defined our actions. We have set up our store. We've connected the widget to the store already because we know what we're doing now. We are Flutter developers. Okay. So I think what I'd like to do now is I remove people when I add or when I like press the button here. I'd like to maybe kind of explore how to have like a pop-up come up, like an in context menu. I think that would be pretty cool, and I don't know how to do that. So let's see if ChatGPT knows. I'd like for a context menu to pop up when I long press on a player icon. How can I do that? Let's see, like Flutter context menu. Context menu class sounds promising, maybe? It is cool that you can kind of just run this stuff. Click context, right click desktop or long press mobile anywhere, not just on this text. Okay. Is that what I want? Init state. On pressed. Show dialog. What? Wow, there's a lot of code here for what I assumed would be kind of simple. I clicked print. I did. That's true. I did do that. Okay, wait. They're starting this context. Okay. What the heck is this? Oh, formatting. Wait, can I change this? Why can't I search? Okay, there we go. Okay, and then we create a state for this thing, which is this, which has an init state. Okay, that's where show dialog is. Child list view, right click, blah, blah, blah. And then we have this context menu region, which is seemingly the whole thing, like the whole page. And when you adaptive text selection toolbar. What the hell is that? App bar context menu. Context menu builder. I don't think this is what I want. Maybe context menu is like the wrong thing. I just want to like have like a pop-up menu. Pop-up menu on long press Flutter. Do I want that? Yes, kind of, maybe. Is this what I want? Pop-up menus, implementation. I don't even know what I want at this point. List view builder, gesture detector, on long press show menu. Pop-up menu entry. Row, children, widget, icons, delete. They don't have a UI of what this looks like. I wish they did that, because that would be pretty cool. Wait, can I just copy this? Oh, wait, no. List view.builder. Well, I can kind of copy that, but I was kind of just thinking, like, could I copy this into just like some online thing that just makes it work? And maybe, let's see what this says. This wants us to do on long press, show menu, sure. Let's try that. Will this work? Probably not. Okay, so because this is probably not going to work, I'm going to, I'm going to comment this out because I don't want to break up all of what I currently have, because that would suck. Why is player chip all upset? Oh, because I can't have a late set position. There we go. All right. Grab that. Let's see what happens if we do this. Long press. Error. Alrighty. Sounds pretty good. What the hell happened? What the hell? Here we go. Store position. This example, player icon is a simple container that represents the player's icon. A gesture detector wraps the icon, and on a long press, it shows a context menu. The store position method records the position where the user tapped, which is used to show the menu in the correct place. Okay, so should we not be calling store position when the user, like, on long press? How are we supposed to get this position? That seems kind of like not what we want. Show menu. Context position. Tap position. Well, tap position is set here. Huh. Okay, wait. How did this person's solution on selected show menu position? There isn't a position that they set. Relative from rect, tap position, overlay.size. What? Tap position. This seems weird. Like, tap position should set as soon as we tap it. But why can't we just, like, does on long press not return anything? Let's see. On gesture detector, on long press. It's a property. This is on long press. Hold on long press. Okay. Gesture detector on long press. It's a property that's set to a function. On long press. Triggered when a pointer has remained in contact with the screen at the same location for a long period of time. This is equivalent to the long press start. The difference between the two is that the callback does not contain details of position at the point it initially contacted with the screen. So this does include the position. Hold on. Flutter on long press position. Flutter pop menu button on long press. On long press. Get relative rect. Get widget global rect. Jesus. Widget key. The hell is widget key? What the hell is going on? Global key. Is global key just a thing you can do? Interesting. On long press start. Basic widget structure. Gesture detector, on long press start position, show menu position. On tap, child, complete example, show menu, gesture detector, value. Okay, so okay. So I think what we need is a on long press start. We get the position, right? And here is where we will do our store position dot local position. I don't know. This is tap down details, and this is expecting tap down details. No, this is an offset. Hold on. Shit. Position. Tap down. Dang it. How are we using this? Tap position. What is it doing here? Details.global position. Tap down details. On tap down. All right. Does this work? I don't know if this did anything. Print storing position. And I didn't have a semicolon, so maybe it didn't even do anything. Why is this so angry? I think I'm doing something very obviously wrong right here, but I'm not sure what it is. Oh, my bad. I don't need the arrow. Print storing position. I don't think this is that important to store the position, but maybe it is. On tap, okay, on long press start. Okay, this is going to take the position. This is now a long press start details. This thing is just wrong. Long press start details. And that's going to work great. Boop. Totally works so good. We should do this. I'm not really sure what the hell's going on there. Let's just rerun this whole thing because I feel like something is not working. Okay. Test game. Game. Let's do Drac, Jake, Sammy, and Flutter. Go to game. Press and hold. Menu item. Excellent. Is this what we want? Menu item. I mean, I think this is okay for now. I think this is a good option to have for now. So we can like kind of have menu items. Like what we're kind of trying to be able to do is when you click this, First off, there's like multiple areas you can click. So like when you click the user here, you get these menu items, which is kind of the same thing. So I think if you long pressed to be able to like click nominate or remove, I think that makes sense. So you just do that and then you be like remove or whatever. I think that makes sense. So let's go ahead and make this like actually what we want. So here we go. We have our stored thing here, our elevated button, size box. Okay, hold on. So I think we want this gesture detector. Let's get that. And then let's uncomment this. Right? And then we're going to go ahead and return the gesture detector instead. And that might just work. Right? We're going to still have the player's name here. We don't have the player name anywhere else, I don't think. It just says player. We can do like name because we know the name. And then if we click and hold, we get the menu item. Excellent. Okay, so now we can say that if, so our show menu has our items here. Of course, we need const, because why wouldn't you have const? But I'm assuming this has this child, but it has like an on tap. Right? Oh, wait, maybe it's just not an arrow function. What is this? On tap void function. Am I wrong? Tapped this. We already had something. Oh, and then value. The value is the value that we're tapped. Okay, okay. That's not really what we want. I guess that can work. Right? Like we kind of want the value to be like what it's doing. Like I'd rather this just be a direct callback. Like that this rather than Does pop-up menu item support something like that? Doesn't seem like it, but it has an on tap. So what the heck? Why? Why doesn't untap work? Maybe I'm just like, I'm probably just like an idiot. I'm not doing it right. Pop-up menu item, on tap. Okay, so it is just this. Why is it seems so error-like? Calling or value to pressed. Why is this invalid constant value? What? Is it because of this? It's because of the const. Menu 2. Okay, so now we have you selected value 2 and value 2 pressed. So I don't know. I think on tap here just like is better. I'm assuming this doesn't take anything though, but we can have like code specific to this value, right? So like we have a specific player. So we could say like, if it like, well, you know, let's just wire it up. Let's just say that like our bottom option here is delete. We don't really even need this to be something, but let's just go like delete player. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this then. And we will say delete player, delete const. And then we will be able to do a callback thing. Do we even need to do the callback thing? Hold on. Trying to find where we have the callback. Callback, like store.dispatch. Yeah. Huh. I'd like to be able to just reference that directly. I mean, we can maybe do that because we have that store here, right? So we already have the store here to remove it, but we don't really want to have this void callback to remove it. I think what we could do is have a map of like string to void callback. Now that's like maybe like really stupid, but I think this could work. So I think what this would look like would be like delete. Now I know this is like kind of like maybe really like a garbage way of doing something, but if we did this, right, then we basically have a way of saying that that the value we get here, which is not a callback, is like action map. Then we can basically, we can get rid of this store positions thing, and we should do this. We are doing that. We can go ahead and say that when we get to here, we do this action map of delete, which we should put as a constant somewhere, then dot, and then we can execute it, I think. Action map. This function can't be unconditionally because it can be null. Is that okay? Oh, wait. Is that okay? Yeah. Remove player action with the thing. I think this should work. Is that sketchy? Kinda seems sketchy. But I think it will work. So let's see if we can remove this. Well, this is frozen, so that's not a good start. So let's kill that and restart it and see if it works. All right. Last game. Jake, add player, Flutter, Jack, and Sammy. Go to game. Oh, something broke, I'm assuming. Yeah, something's broken. What is it? Restarting the input method. Where was the error? Problems. The supplied phased action failed with an exception. That seems not really related to what I'm doing. Okay, what if we get rid of this? My dog is angry upstairs. Might have to go get her real quick. Okay, I'm just going to try and make it so that this isn't failing. And then as soon as this isn't failing, I'm probably going to call the stream for the night. But I don't know what's going on there. Test A, B, C, go to game. Like, what is failing? Pause on exception. Where's the exception? Where is it? Well, that's good. That's good that Sammy is quiet enough. Her bark is so piercing that I'm surprised that you can't hear her. What happened? Where? I don't like that there's an exception and it doesn't show a trace of any kind that I can see, at least, I think. Breakpoints, all exceptions. Just show me the exception. Was it here? Type null is not a subtype. Okay, hold on. What? Return store. Okay. I mean, that's totally fine. I thought this would work, but it maybe is not working. Oh, my bad. Hold on. This is what we need. Okay. So this should work now. All right. Final one, and then it is time to call it for the night. Let's go A, B, oh my goodness, B, C, D. Yeah. Okay, things loaded. That seems promising. Delete. Did not, oh right, I commented it out. Okay, I was like, what the hell is going on? Why did this not work? Hot reloading. Did hot reload actually reload? It did. Okay, sweet. Things are coming along. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good, I feel like. I think we've like made a lot of progress considering we had basically nothing. And I think the understanding so far that we've kind of garnered through playing with this stuff has been pretty awesome. Like I feel like I'm not like totally clueless now when it comes to Flutter. So maybe just like a couple more of these streams and we'll have something that's like kind of functional. So that'll be pretty awesome. I'm going to try and stream again maybe next Wednesday. So if that's the case, then I'll see you then. But yeah, this is tons of fun, and thank you everyone for stopping by. This will just be up again as like a video on my channel. So if you want to catch it later or go back and hear my dog bark, feel free to do that. But yeah, cool. I'll see you everyone later. And yeah, thanks again for stopping by. Have a good one. Good night or good day, wherever you may be. Cool. Cheers.